Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is Thursday afternoon, right about lunchtime. So you know what that means. A little preview for tonight's Thrifty business. So we got a great show tonight. We got a return guest who hasn't been on in 4.5 years, and for no other reason, just because he hasn't. But we're making up for that tonight. So tonight we are talking a few different things. We are talking ways to sell during a pandemic, how to switch your business around. So Randy Tyrell is our guest tonight. He's the one in the mask. And he was on 4.5 years ago with me and Nadine. Nade's in the chat right now. Hi, Nate. And he was mainly a thrifter and an eBayer. And in the last 4.5 years, he's kind of changed to Amazon and FBA. And then things even had to change even more during the pandemic. So that's what we're going to talk about with him. And you might recognize Stephanie Canada, from her awesome own YouTube channel. And she was a guest a couple of weeks ago on Thrifty Business. And Stephanie is so vivacious and full of life. And she's one of those YouTubers that I just enjoy watching, even though what she talks about really doesn't affect me. She's into vintage sewing patterns and actually making them. But I like watching her shows, and she's funny. And she doesn't mind poking fun at herself. So I think she's going to be a great co-host. I can't wait. John, you want to learn how to sell on Amazon? All right, tune in tonight, John. John is a big Amazon seller. All right, so here is some of the teases. Yes, I love Stephanie too. Here's some of the teases for tonight. Harley Davidson works into tonight. We're going to give you a wide array of things tonight. All right, oops. So for those of you in the chat right now, who's this? Let's play a couple quick who's this games. Who is this? Because we're going to talk about him tonight. So while I'm waiting for answers, that is tonight on my YouTube channel, Jason T. Smith, 8 o'clock East Coast, 5 o'clock here in the West Coast. That means Mountain Time, it's 6 o'clock, and Central, it is 7. I always leave out our friends in the middle of the country. So who knows who this is? We have our first guess. No clue. No, sorry, not right. Very good, Julie. It is Shag. Shag the artist. Oh, hey, Steph. There she is right there. So yeah, talking about Shag tonight. Shag is a tiki artist. One of the first kind of tiki things we got into when my wife and I got into the tiki world about 20 years ago. We met Shag. He was a nobody at the time. And I don't mean that in a mean sense. I mean, the tiki hadn't caught on yet. Him and Disney hadn't worked together yet. He was just an artist who was just trying his hand at tiki art. And so I've been collecting his stuff ever since. So when we talk about him, do you remember the Fat Boys? The Fat Boys are back. And you know they can never be whack. Yep, we're talking the Fat Boys tonight. Great rap group from the 80s. Also the star of their own movie, Disorderlies, and co-star of the movie Crush Groove. So we're talking about the Fat Boys. All right. Since we got a quick Shag answer, who's this? Who is this? This is a one-hit wonder. Great hit, but who is it? Again, yep. Shag's full name is Josh Agile. And if you see where he got the Shag, the last two letters of his first name and the first two letters of his last name. Nothing all that complicated, but man, it was a perfect name. The perfect name. Now, someone just said, hey, Jason, it's answered. Yeah, don't forget, I'm broadcasting in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 places right now. So I see all the comments. And of course, you're only seeing comments wherever you're watching. So it is in 8 places. What's up, Dan? I don't know. Was that singing? It was rapping. I don't know. Okay, so we got a no idea. My boy Dan should know who this is. If he is still with us. My ex-wife. This could be true, John. I don't know who your ex-wife is, but I'm going to guess it isn't this person. But funny answer. So don't forget, tonight, Thrifty Business, 8 o'clock East Coast, 5 o'clock West Coast. Now, the reason we had Randy on the first time, 4.5 years ago, that was well before Craig and Rick were in our world, well before the Craft Facebook group, which is the Facebook group kind of dedicated to the Canadian thrifters and resellers, because you guys have some different trials and tribulations, especially with shipping, than we do. So we talked to Randy about that the first time. So that's how we ended up with Randy on the show. So this time we're going to be talking about how his business has changed in 4.5 years and how it has grown, and then how it changed again about 4, 5, 6 months ago. All right. So no one knows who that is. That is, I didn't think it'd be that much of a stumper. I thought we'd have someone. I'm late. Winona Ryder. No, but decent guess. Decent guess. Yes, Craig is a natural comedian. Yeah, it was 4.5 years ago. It was January of 16. It was like the beginning of our second season of Thrifty Business. All right, so that is Jane Child. She had one hit in the 80s, Don't Want to Fall in Love. Huge hit. And that was it. The epitome of a one-hit wonder. So we'll be talking about her tonight. Nope, definitely not Boy George. Not Carrie Fisher, but I can kind of see it. Hello, Pamela. How are you? And Death and Company. Becky was there. Jane something. There's Becky. I know she would know stuff like that. Yeah, Jane Child. Death and Company. If you've not been, one of the most amazing places to get cocktails in New York City. And they have expanded to Denver and Los Angeles. Now, of course, they're not open right now, but when they are open, if you're in one of those 3 cities, or you get to one of those 3 cities, find some time to get a cocktails at Death and Company. Now, Death and Company, I think they are open in New York for to-go cocktails. I don't want to poop on them, because if they're open, go get some to go if you live in the city. But it's a long wait for a table, and it's just drinks. And I remember the first time we went, we walked up, because we were used to, Vegas and Cleveland. You just walk into a bar and sit down. We get to the big bad city of New York, and we go to walk in. The guy goes, "Hold up." I go, "Yeah." Excuse me. He said, there's a 45-minute wait. I'm like, to drink? But that told me how good it was. And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "All right, hey, there's this dive bar around the corner. I want to go drink a PBR at. Can you call me?" And he was like, "Sure." So super nice, but great cocktails. But we're going to talk about them tonight, how I made a little bit of money off of Death and Company. All right, so ways to resell in a pandemic, how to change your business model. Our guest, Randy Tyrell, lives in the Toronto area of Canada. And oddly enough, not because of, Stephanie Canada is my co-host. She is not Canadian. She lives in Orlando, but just happened to work out that Stephanie Canada is co-hosting on a day when we have a Canadian guest. So going to be a fun show tonight. 8 o'clock East Coast, 5 o'clock West Coast. Set your alarms right now. So many people tune in halfway through, at the end. Oh, I forgot. I've seen people show up in the last 30 seconds like, "Oh, hi, I'm here." And I'm like, "Bye." So set your alarm right now. Put it on your phone, like 5 minutes to whatever the time it is it airs in your part of the woods. Put your alarm on for 5 minutes too, because that way it'll give you 5 minutes to remember what the heck your alarm's going off for. Yes, Canada represent 2 times. Woohoo. All right, buddy. I'm going to go have some lunch, and I'll see y'all in about a little under 5 hours from now. Have a good afternoon. Sell, sell, sell.